Hi everybody, today I'm going to be talking about something a little taboo called mental illness. Now I know when you think of mental illness, it puts a lot of fear and intimidation in people, and I just want to break that stereotype. Mental illness can be very scary. Unfortunately, in the public eye with things like Shutter Island and all of the police reports, and with movies like Fatal Attraction and Crush, and maybe like some of these true TV stories about Snapped where women go hysterical. I think especially with the female population, they portray things like postpartum depression and infanticide as being more prevalent amongst women. And most people tend to think of the woman character as a psycho bitch. Now let me say, first-handed, I have been a little obsessive compulsive trying to deal with some sexual trauma that I've had in the past that related to a family member. I'll leave that name disclosed. I recently had been with somebody that reminded me of that person and had obsessive compulsive thoughts. So I was afraid to tell this person that I was obsessive compulsive because in other people's minds, they might think I'm some stalker that owns an ice pick that will stab them to death. And nowadays, you have to be so careful with that. Anyway, this is sort of me. I was on my bed sheets, my mind drifting into, again, sort of random thoughts, recurring thoughts, and I get sort of in this trance-like state. That's what it's like when you're sort of traumatized. You're in a trance-like state. You feel like you're there, but not really there, and you're so fixated on reliving these experiences over and over again, and you feel like you have to confront the person that left the trauma, which is usually a person that you trusted strongly at an emotional level, but violated that trust by using manipulation and deceit, and you go back to that person over and over and over again because you want to recover your first initial impression and your first preconceived notion that this is a good person. You really want to preserve that dignity, and you just want them to make a list of what they've done right and wrong so you can sort of get to that safe place again, which was your idea of what a perfect world should look like. Anyway, this is me and sort of me and my family. So sometimes I look when I'm in a crisis state like, hey, help me, hug me, need me, love me, and that can be maybe a little intimidating or overbearing to some people, or they sort of exploit this state and maybe use sort of this hypnotic magic that they have that I'm so ready to be in love with somebody and so needy of that affection, and they might toy with my emotions, which can cause a lot of damage. So I just think if somebody tells you that they're in this state, maybe be sensitive and compassionate rather than playing on their vulnerability. So it says, I just want to clarify because a lot of people might think if you're bipolar, you can't be neurotic at the same time. Now, you might be paranoid, but you're also in touch with the reality, and that's what obsessive compulsive disorder is. It's the same thought over and over and over again, and the misconception is maybe a woman is going after a man in hopes of recovering them as a partner, and that's not the case. It's a power has been violated, where the lady's made to feel helpless, and in order to get control back of her own life, the man that cut the strings needs to help her get back up on her feet again. So it says, I'm more neurotic than psychotic. I feel that often when I'm looking for help, I fall upon deaf ears. And it's also like, help me, I'm bipolar, but I also have panic attacks. My bipolar meds really don't do anything. Believe me, I have tried. So that's the case. I've been on lithium. I've been on Abilify. I've been on Zyprexa. I've been on Risperdal. I was afraid to mention this to the man that I was so fixated on. But these medications actually made me worse. I've been in and out of the hospital for schizoaffective disorder, where I was a little out of touch with reality. But that was sparked by really my family breaking me down to the point where the normal trust boundaries just weren't there, and I was abused and traumatized and abused and traumatized, and all of the blame was placed on me to the point where my family was trying to commit me involuntarily, and my psychiatrist thought I was the most rational one. So meeting somebody new, I feel like I have to disclose all of this at once, and it can be a bit overwhelming, but I think that's the main point. I've just been in this trance state. I haven't been able to focus. It's like time has sort of frozen in place. I just keep reliving the moment over and over and over again, trying to make sense of my confusion, trying to get a grip on reality, and going back to the person I, number one, admire and sort of am disappointed by at the very same time, and just seeking truth, not any type of retribution. So that's where I'm at right now, and that describes sort of the helpless state of being neurotic and bipolar and traumatized. Thanks so much.